Is it okay now? Yes, it's audible now. Hello, everyone. It is audible now.
So your voice is breaking and it's not clear.
Audible now. Is it okay? Still you have problem. Now is it okay? Whether it is clear now? Parvati. Hello.
Hello. Whether it is clear now? Can we start? Okay. Okay then. Okay. Thank you. Yes, good morning. In the previous class, we have started discussing this instruction scheduling, how to change the order of the instruction, why we have to change the order of the instruction, and what is the advantage we are going to get if we change the order. See, this is what the simple C program which converts string and string into the lowercase. From the uppercase, it is changed to the lowercase, and it is what the simple code. There is a two pointers are there. From the input pointer, you will get one by one character. If it is greater than capital A or it is less than capital Z, means it is a ASCII value comparison. If it is less, if it is that is the case, then you are going to add that value to that. Now, if you add that number, then that uppercase character you are going to store it in some location. The out pointer, it is going to point to some location. Out contains the address of some location. In that location, you are going to store that uppercase character. This is what the C program. And the equivalent ARM instruction for that is, see here, from some location, that location means that address will be contained in the register R1. That gets loaded into the R2. This subtract, what it is going to do is, it is subtract operation. Subtract the character. Okay. Subtract the character what we get minus the ASCII value of capital A. The hexadecimal, the capital A. See here, the capital A 65. In the hexadecimal, it is 41. That is why they are going to subtract it by 41. 0x 41. Then they'll start comparing. Comparing after that, add ls. See, this is what ls is what the conditional execution of the instruction. We see in the RM, we say there is a conditional execution. We say conditional execution is supported in the RM means this is what? Add ls. This is the condition flags, the condition codes that we attach to the instructions based on the previous instructions which updates the flag. It is going to execute the next part of the instruction. Add ls. ls is nothing but see here ls. Where is ls? ls unsigned lower or same. ls is nothing but lower or same. Means lower or same means what it is going to check is it should be carry flag, it should be 0, or 0 flag should be 1. If that is the case, then see here you can understand like this. If r3 is less than, r3 contains the any character, c character. If it is less than this number, then add, once again store it in some location, compare it, branch to the this loop itself. Okay, this is what the procedure. At the end, what we do is we are going to load the PC because it contains the LR register. LR register R14, that value gets loaded into the PC. Now, what is the problem with this ARM instruction? Why we have to reschedule? Do anyone say what is the problem in this instruction? ಏನ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇದೆ ಇದು ಆರ್ಮ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು? Can anyone say what is the problem? Anyone, do you find any problem with this instruction? Because of that reason only we are going to reschedule the instructions. Any problems? Anyone? No answers? See, the simple problem is this first one. The load instruction is a problem. What is the problem with the load instruction is, see, there is a R2 value which gets loaded from this R1, right? When this R2 value gets loaded after the 2 cycles, after these 2 cycles, what happens in the RM9? This pipeline will stall for 2 cycles. The pipeline, it has to wait for 2 cycles. That is what we have shown here. This is the flushing operation because of the branch condition. Because of branch condition, I will explain in the previous class the branch condition and the load instructions. Because of the 2 reasons, what is going to happen is here the processor in the pipeline, it is going to stall for 2 cycles. For each character, it is going to stall for, means it has to be empty for 2 cycles. In that case, what we do is we are going to use some method called preloading or unrolling. This is called load scheduling. Means you are going to schedule the load instructions. One of the method is preloading, another method is unrolling. Let us see whether we solve that problem. The pipeline which stalls for 2 cycles, whether we are going to stop. What is this preloading is? The same instructions, instead of this load instruction to be inside this branch, we move this instruction outside. How is this? Is what load instruction, the first character we are going to take and load it in the C. After that, loop starts. Then the subtraction, comparison happens. The add, which is less than, then store it in some place. Now you are going to test for equality whether C is equal to 0. In that case, then load the next character, and if it is not equal, branch to this loop. What we have done is, whenever the loop starts, whenever this loop starts, it is going to wait for 2 cycles. Why? Because after this instruction, it is going to execute this instruction itself. It is almost the same for the previous case. But for the next loop, load instruction is here. After that, branch instruction is there. Then the loop starts. But here we have avoided the stall for 2 cycles. After the LDR, you don't have any other instruction, this sub instruction. Directly we have a branch instruction. Directly we have a branch instruction. In that case, we have saved 2 cycles for each inner loop iteration. Totally, if there are some 11 cycles per character it is required, you require now only 9 cycles per character. If there are 100 characters are there, means 100 into 2 cycles, 200 cycles you have saved. But what is the problem in this type of instruction? Still you have a problem in this. What can be the problem? Still there is a stall. Still there is a stall for 2 cycles. When? Parvati, when can be there to stall for 2 cycles?
Sir, before the loop starts.
Yes, it is a first iteration. Whenever the first iteration is there, there is the problem. First and the last loops. And also there may be chances of the data abort also. It is going to read up behind the end of the array because of this load instruction. Because of this load instruction, for the last loop I am saying, the problem is first iteration and the last iteration. It is going to stall, and the last loop it is going to try to read behind the end of the memory array. That will lead to the data abort. These are the 2 problems with this preloading, load scheduling by the preloading. But still you have seen 1.22 times speed improvement is there. Why? 11 cycles per character. Here now it is 9 cycles per character. Next, the next method is load scheduling by unrolling. Load scheduling by unrolling is, you are going to fetch 3 characters at a time. In one iteration, you are going to fetch 3 characters. I plus 1, I plus 2. This is the one. The simple example is, see here. Load instruction, get the first character, get the second character, get the third character. After that, 3 instruction to convert to the lower case. 3 instructions are there. As usual, whatever you see in the previous case, subtraction, comparison, add ls. Convert this into lower case. The third character, convert it into the lower case. After that, store it. After that, you store it. Once again, you branch. What will be, whenever you compare this with the previous one, here also you see some 1.57 times speed increase is there. But what is the problem with this type of coding? If you unroll it, 3 characters at a time, what can be the problem? First of all, the problem is code size. It is double the code size of the original implementation. Double or almost 3 times. Previously, there was 1 LDRB. Now it is 3 times. 3. Subtract, comparison, add ls. That is 3 times. Store is 3 times. Almost it is double the code size of the original implementation. And also the problem is, when it goes to the last character, the other 2 instructions, it will go behind the It will go behind the array for last two characters. Means the routine may process up to two characters without at the end of the string, which is of no use. Which is of no use. Still, in this way also, in unrolling also, still there are some problems. Still there are some problems. It is left to the programmer, which is going to decide which one is going to use. Directly, whatever which is supported here, without preloading or unrolling, directly like this, or with the preloading, or with the unrolling. It is left to the programmer who decides. Okay, this is how you have to reschedule the instructions. What is the advantage of rescheduling the instructions? Anyone? What is the advantage of rescheduling the instruction? ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅದ್ಲು ಬದ್ಲು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ, ಬೇರೆ ಜಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? Sai Sparsha, what can be the advantage? Yes, it is in the increase in the performance. It is increase in the performance. Performance is nothing but what we time is reduce the clock cycles, means it improves the time. It takes less time to execute. That is what we say performance. Now we say some conditional codes, right? Conditional execution. What is this conditional execution? See, the processor core, this ARM has given us the options. The ARM has given us the options to execute the instruction based on some condition. Conditionally execute the ARM instructions. How many condition codes? There are 15 condition codes are there. There are some 15 condition codes are there. This is what you see, this condition codes here. EQ, NE, HS, LO, MI, PL, VS, VC, HI, LS. These are all the condition codes. These things you can attach to the normal instructions. Add anta baritidre, add HS, add LO, add LT. If you add this instruction, it is going to test these flags. Whenever you add, before the instruction of that, there should be an instruction which updates the flag. Adar previous instruction flag update ಮಾಡುವಂತದ instruction ಇರಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ flags ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೋ CPSR ಅಲ್ಲಿ current program status register ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, that value it is going to take and it is going to execute. This is what the condition codes, how many? 15 are there. Now I'll show what is an advantage with this condition codes. Which are the exceptions? When does the flags gets updated? A flags C flag, 0 flag, N flag. When those flags gets updated? ನೀವು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ ತರ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಆ ಫ್ಲಾಗ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Whenever the yes, good, Subhashri. Whenever you add S suffix to the instruction, one more exception is there. One exception ಇದೆ. S add ಮಾಡದಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ರೂ ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವುದು? In which case the flags gets updated without the suffixes. Yes, good. Compare instructions. You should not say conditional instructions. Compare instruction. Good, Radhika. It is compare instruction. For compare instructions, the flags gets updated. That is an exception case. These compare instructions that will it will not update the destination registers, and they does not require the suffixes also. Now try to understand this if or else in the C program. how to write it in the RM instruction, but you should not use conditional branches. Branch, what is the problem with the branch? Branch use ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು? I say you should not use branch instruction. Instead of that, conditional execution is better. Conditional branches ಆದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ branch instruction execute ಆದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್? Branch instruction execute ಆದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್? Conditional execution advantages ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. What is the problem with the branch instruction? Simple. How many clock cycles are required to execute branch instruction? Yes, time more. Yes, good, Spurti. It is 3 instruction. Yeah. Yes, it is 3 instructions it is going to take. Why we have to flush the pipeline, once again reload the instructions? Instead of that, what we are going to do is, we are going to use conditional instruction. See, some program, C program, some unsigned number 0 to 15, convert it into an hexadecimal character C. If number I is less than 10, add the ASCII value of 0 to that I and store it in variable C. If it is greater than 10, then 65 minus 10, 55. 55 you add it to the I and store it in C. This is what on simple program. Now, in order to write this, first, this if condition, compare I value with hash 10. Hash 10 means decimal value. This is decimal value. Now, I less than 10. Add LO. See, add instruction. ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದು ಯಾವ್ದು add. ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಸೇರಿಸ್ತಿರೋದು ಯಾವ್ದು ಇದು? Suffix LO instruction. Condition codes we are going to add. LO we have added. Lower than. Lower than is nothing but I is less than 10. It is going to check. LO means, if you see this table, you can understand. What is this LO means? Unsigned lower. Unsigned lower means C flag should be 0. C flag should be 0 andre ಯಾವಾಗ C flag 0 ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ? See here. If the destination is greater than the source, then C flag will be 0. Compare instruction ಅಲ್ಲಿ destination ದೊಡ್ಡದಿತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ C flag should be 0. See here. The destination, if that is greater, then C flag should be 0. If that is the case, if I is less than 10, means this, so which one is greater now? In order to execute this instruction, first add LO, it will check whether I is less than 10. I is less than 10 means destination is less than source. Then carry flag is set to 1. If that is the case, this is the destination. In that case, if I is less than 10, then it is going to execute this instruction. Or else, it is going to check the carry flag, and if condition fails, it will go directly to this. It will leave the next part. Next, add HS. Once again, HS means unsigned IR. In this case, if destination is greater, if this is the case, means I is greater than 10. If I is greater than 10, what happens? It is going to execute this part. Only 3 instruction. Why we need branch all those conditions? Is it clear what is the example of a conditional instruction? This part, what you have added, it is going to check the carry flag. That is why whenever you add the condition codes to the ARM instruction, before that instruction, there should be an instruction that updates the flag. Then based on that, it is going to execute the next part of the instruction. Idu ashte, HS, it will check the flags. Then it will execute the next part of the instruction. Now, one more example. To check the C is an oval. If C is character A, E, I, O, U, you are going to increment the oval count. If you want to write the same thing, instead of checking branch condition for each character, what we do is there is an other than the comparison, there is an instruction called TEQ, test for equal. How it is going to test for equal? Simple. In the background, it will do the XOR operation, exclusive OR operation. If C, whether it's C value, whether it is equal to the ASCII value of A. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಎರಡು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಲೂಸಿವ್ ಆರ್ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಎರಡು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಲೂಸಿವ್ ಆರ್ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸೇಮ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, 0 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. 0 ಆಗ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ 0 ಫ್ಲಾಗ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. If 0 flags get updated, then no use of other TEQ any instruction. If this fails, then it will execute this instruction. If TEQ, if it is equal, then 0 flag gets updated. The next flags, it is not going to worry. It will increment the count. Add EQ. Add EQ. EQ is nothing but equal. Where is that equal? Equal. Equal, it is going to check which flag? 0 flag. 0 flag should be 1. Whenever these two is equal, whenever these two are equal, 0 flag gets updated. Why? Because exclusive OR operation. Exclusive means 0, 1. If there is a different, it will be 1. Or else if it is same, it is 0. That is the truth table of an exclusive OR. Add equal, increment the oval count by 1. ಇದು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಕಂಡೀಷನಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್. Whether it is clear what is this conditional execution? Do you have any doubts in this? ARM supports conditional execution. What is this conditional execution? Is this any instruction you can add, attach condition codes, then that will help you to execute the next part of the instruction. That will decide, this condition code will decide whether to execute this part or not. How it is going to check? It is going to check the flags. Who will update the flags? The previous instruction or the previous instructions. In the same way, this instruction. It is yet another example. Therefore, if you want to implement the if statements, it is better to use conditional execution than the conditional branch. Remember, conditional branch you should not use, conditional execution you should use. This support, it is not there in the microprocessor. 8086 microprocessor ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಓದ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ ಅದರಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ಕಂಡೀಷನಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್, ಕಂಡೀಷನಲ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇರೋದು. ಮೇನ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಬರೀತಿರಲ್ಲ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಪ್ರೊಸೆಸರ್, ಮೈಕ್ರೋ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲರ್. In the beginning, what you write, this is what you have to write. In the microprocessor, this conditional instruction execution, it is not supported. Only there is a support in microcontroller, that is ARM. Decremented counted loops. Now we are going to talk about the loops, looping constructs. Okay, everyone, please send your attendance first. Where the students are going, just I asked you to send you the attendance. Why any of you are, they have left the meeting? Oh, no. Okay, I think everyone has sent the attendance. Right? Hmm. If you have not sent the attendance, please send it. One thing I want to clarify about the test is, even though if you have followed as it is a set of instructions, sequence of instructions, or it has a separate instructions, if it is correct in both the ways, if the answer is correct in both the ways, then we'll get the full marks. Okay. Don't worry about whether if you have followed as a sequence. What is our assumption when I set the paper? What was our feeling is what should be the output of each instruction? It was not the sequence, but if you have assumed it as a sequence, okay, no problem. Okay. Did you find any other problems in writing the test or in any questions? No problems. Okay. Okay. This decrementing the counted loop. Let me discuss this in the next class, and we'll complete this module. In the next class, we'll conclude this module, and that will be the last class of the ARM instruction. After that, we are going to start the embedded. After that, we are going to start the embedded system, the other three modules which are related to the embedded. It is completely a theory. Now, in this, we have seen some programs or some examples. The next part is theory. That will let us discuss from the once we complete this looping constructs in the next class. Okay. Okay. If you have sent the attendance, you can exit. And if you have any still doubts, you can ask.